ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some more Symphogear, a show where I'll admit I had a troubled relationship with the past in the first season, but so far it's holding my attention pretty well. Maybe my tastes have changed in the few months that I haven't been watching any. So, with the world now well aware of both the noise, the gears, and maybe a little more after the concert, what's going to happen? What kind of governmental intervention will there be? And what exactly is the plan of these alternate gear users? We'll have to see. So, with the risk of utter annihilation turning into ash, let's watch some more Symphogear. So, like we had in the first season, we had someone who suffered a little, at least, had their DNA passed down through generations, wanting to right wrongs and whatnot. But what is the main goal of these ones? Maybe other than just spreading the word to the world. But yeah, alternate versions of their own suits and whatnot. How was that constructed? Was it... I think I mentioned in the previous one, is there just alternate versions of the relics out there? Or is this done entirely by technology? Here we go with the beat. I think some of the art styles that we get through all of this and some of the design choices are kind of cool. I liked the gearing up, getting ready section of this opening a second ago. But the duality in the mirror for each of their gears is the same going for the ideals of those that hold them. I'd say that this song definitely has a few charms. It doesn't... Actually, no, this bit does. It doesn't strike me immediately. Oh, nice freeze frame there. What was I saying? You caught him at a bad time. I see. So they lost the staff or whatever, and now various organisations across the world are also losing some. If they are doing worldwide attacks, like the noodles. Okay. See, all territories. Okay, and of those that oblige, what happens? A few choice scenes from around the world there. A paradise, what a tyranny. I'd be surprised if even one does it, even with the demands and knowledge that there could be a noise attack on their various towns and cities instantly. Is it just a way of drawing attention to herself and away from anything else? Well, at this point, is secrecy really... really the best course of action? Even if it isn't just pure battle. See if we can do this through diplomacy. Well, that's okay. So the noise were just a show of what they are capable of. Does she actually not want to harm random civilians that aren't part of it? I think we know who's really pulling the strings now. Why is she... anything to achieve our goals? It depends on what kind of control they have. If they've got... if the noise are limitless, and can strike anywhere and everywhere, then yeah, there's issues. And we have limited ways of actually fighting back. They have great confidence in their friends. Yeah, we don't want another moon situation on our hands. But even if some of the nations around the world don't cede and do end up getting attacked, there's a few we can do with losing. Not a complete fake. So, for every relic and legend, there's a counterpart? Are we going to see more of the manager and his dealings in this? I wonder who they were. Worst comes to... well, at least she's trying to not immediately go into the violent route. Got lost. Despite the immediate risk to life, I'll leave these random people alone so they can use the bathroom. That didn't seem suspicious whatsoever, did it? With no help to little Miss Stare. I think she takes things a little bit literally. She's going to be a handful. They have a role to play, don't they? And despite being able to call out the noise like this, being the antagonists to the world, actually having a bit of characterization for them. does she have the green light to transform now? The cloak itself is a weapon. Well, no microphone left. Can't we just cut the connection? What is this rising note? Through a leg or... well, that's the point. That's the bad point of some of their outfits. Having to fight in heels. Well, now be shown to the world of who she is. But also, I think, there we go, a lot of stations and whatnot don't really want to show the combination of what happens there after someone's thrown into a bunch of noise. Be bad for broadcast ratings, or at least with the network authorities. And fancy transformation sequence aside, what plan was it that Maria was on about just now? And with the noise gaining some saturation and colour again, White Slayer? Who was pulling the strings there and stopped the broadcast? He is doing the most he can to keep her career active. Now it's just trying to make sure that no one has evacuated the area and sees that she's running around with blades on her feet. Also, considering the time training with Hibiki and whatnot, does she have a way against fighting the Gungnir style of attacks, even with this cloak? And I think Hibiki needs a cape. So much like how our team have their own command center telling them the various percentiles and the like, but hers doesn't seem yet fulfilled. Still needs some work. A dual blade of fire. It seems they're back from the bathroom. 100 rebirths. Once more... oh, a scythe user. Okay. And once more that's hard to read. A team of 2 melee users and a long-range attack specialist. At least, maybe you should have done something other than just let them go to the bathroom. At least called in some backups or someone to keep a tab on them. But, there we go. If you're allowed backup, we're bringing our own. There we go. Straight into the, why are we fighting? Well, it seems to win out in the end in the last season. If you can find... Isn't this what Chris was saying originally? I actually like this song. Some of the personal songs that they sing are kind of nice backing tracks, but that one I actually like as a song separately. But yeah, without understanding motivations or reasons for their fighting, can you really say that diplomacy and talks have no purpose? Extendable saw blades? I mean, you don't have to live in hell to try and raise people out of it. And is this really just a test run to try and see how capable they actually are? As a first run-in, it's good that they're only on, like, quarter power. Are they going to have to team up to try and help against the noise that runs rampant because this is Mother? Ah. The gauntlets become the spear itself. Horizon Spear. I don't think it was a... Yeah, she wasn't destroying the noise, more dispersing it. Wow, you've got some of the insulation spray foam as an enemy. Unless you can wipe it down to the very cells. So they need to keep all the destruction as much as possible within the venue. Because even though they have... Well, those girls as well, yeah, but a lot of other innocents. Superb. Ha. A new trick up their sleeve. They're playing some new cards. I hope the new Finny aren't watching and taking notes. S2CA? Let's see if they're in tune. But now that we can see that the noise themselves aren't confined to just a few predefined shapes and styles, are there limits to what the noise can actually be? This Tri-Burst song has a bit of a wind-up. If anyone was around to stop them activating it. Well, you'd hope there's a harmony in a strike attack song. Wow, it's taking out the electricity grid around here. And her being the catalyst at the centre of it all. If there was anyone to really hold that kind of self-harm style attack boost, it would be Hibiki. She'd put herself in harm's way 140% of the time. And that's the core of it, is it? And now that we saw the Black Gungnir and whatnot, how to condense it into the spear, is she going to release her own? Or just the power drill gauntlet? Oh no, the flash. Dark Hibiki is almost rising. I think that is going to be hard to play down if all of them that are outside the venue and the concert have just seen all of this light show. But I'm guessing they got all the data they needed. And now with the mental attacks on her, saying she doesn't know what it's like when others are truly in danger and suffering. It's not too bad, just immense pain everywhere. And it's also quite hypocritical to condemn others of not knowing your own plight while not even trying to understand theirs, so... Oh? Huh. We have a new player on the board. Was that the doctor who went missing? How's that going to interfere? Oh, this is neat. Maybe because I just turned up the headphones a bit more and I can hear the bass. But once again, there's unknown demands and reasons for actions. These mysterious gear users just leaping into the fray, making themselves known, shouting down anyone that actually tries to help them, because all they've known is pain and suffering. At least, maybe that's all they've been told. But there are definitely those that have faced hardship and then closed off their hearts to any sort of help, even if it is beneficial to them. So, finding different ways through it to reach them? Maybe it's a lesson we can actually learn from Symphogear. The idea now that this Maria, while putting on a big show, pontificating in front of the crowd and the cameras, being this, hand over your land, your rights, and we'll play safe, play nicely together. Being this megalomaniac boss who controlled the noise. While she didn't want to actually harm anyone, keep the audience safe, get them out of here, evacuate. Hostages aren't her style, after all. as well as when Tsubasa was headed towards the noise, oh shit, this isn't what was meant to happen. She may be more receptive to kind of opening a dialogue than some of the others. And from the first episode, there was a few comments, and some that I'll actually somewhat respond to. Yes, I did kind of forget that they all had the medallions and necklaces to call out the gears and whatnot. But when the others were shown off, saying, oh, they've got some shiny ones as well, yeah, I didn't misunderstand that at all. I kind of knew what was going on, I just wondered if the fact it was glowing meant anything. But one thing that has been kind of answered, I think, in the first season when I watched it, was the noise and their colours. It's not just for our sake and a bit of visual spectacle. There is more behind the scenes, just none of it will really be answered to me anytime soon, I think. Which is a shame, because I actually want to know a lot more about how it all works, this world, what it means, and where the noise came from originally. If it was something that was trouble from ages past. But with the arise of the 3 new gear users with Maria and the other 2, are we going to get any new members of our own team here? Or is it going to stay as this trifecta? They work best as a triplicate. And despite the only way to really fight back against the noise being the gears and those style of sonic attacks, the fact that we can have, I can't remember, where's the chief, just big punchy man, and the manager actually do stuff behind the scenes as normal humans and actually help out. That is a little touch which sometimes gets left out. We just leave it to the ones who actually have power in this world. Everyone else is just kind of set dressing. Not in this one. They've got their own role to play, and I like that. And of course, when it comes to the music, I think season 1 I might have overlooked it a little, but maybe it was mainly because the really weird English in part of it. If you remember the speech in the mansion. What was that? But now, after turning up my headphones at least to actually really appreciate it, there is a lot of good sounds in this. I mean, it obviously had to be, since Symphogear seems to be more of an auditory show than anything else. But when you have someone chanting in a more classical style, you've got my attention. But also with the whole story of broadcasting to the world and Miria being, hand over your territories or there'll be attacks against your cities. Considering recent times and the political climate, I don't think there's any nation that would be, okay, we'll concede. No. I think most countries would fight to the last, just to keep a bit of sovereignty. Otherwise we wouldn't have been having so much so many unstable times, throughout history and now. And as much as they berate Hibiki for being hypocritical or idealistic, I think the idea of bringing everyone under one nation, one rule, is just as ill-founded. But geopolitical debate aside, some flashy light sequences and songs, maybe some more fights and a few upgrades along the way. Their joint efforts, their new song, their voices as a trio. I would like to see where it goes from here, and if the growth of the antagonist is going to outstrip them soon. 22 going up to 24%, this was a nice little test run for them. Wait till the big guns come out. Still, if you enjoyed Symphogear, let me know. Leave a like and a comment on the video if you want to see more. Maybe even subscribe so you don't miss it when it does come out. But for now, give yourselves a bit of rest, because I do want to see you for the next one. If you want to help inform the world of my existence, consider joining onto my Patreon, spread the word of the channel, and without any risk or fear of noise attacks. Well, unless you count my audible babbling. That could be an assault on your ears, but still, I do need to thank Noku, Sao, Guado, Kite, Raywin, Shiwan, Tori Jane, and everyone else. Because thanks to them, no matter how hypocritical, we can keep this going.